You freeze, or I'll blow your damn brains out. Captain Murdoch's roar slammed into the silence like a thunderclap. The muzzle of his pistol jammed against Lieutenant Savoy's temple. The entire room of soldiers stood paralyzed. No one moved. No one spoke. The only sound was the electric buzz of tension crackling through the air. Savoy was kneeling on the cold floor, hands behind her head, but her eyes, they didn't even blink. She wasn't scared, she was calculating, and that scared everyone more than the gun. Just 5 minutes earlier, she had stood tall in front of her entire unit and said words that shattered protocol and pride in a single breath. "Sir, with all due respect, your coordinates were off by 1.6 miles. That's why the drone strike hit a civilian zone instead of the weapons cache." The room had gone dead silent. No one dared breathe. She wasn't just challenging her commanding officer, she was accusing him of a war crime. Murdoch laughed at first, trying to brush it off, until she handed over a flash drive. Satellite logs, drone footage, thermal imaging, all confirming it. It wasn't speculation, it was proof. And that's when he lost it. "You think your little medals give you the right to humiliate me," he barked, stepping forward. "You think because you're a SEAL, you're untouchable." She didn't respond, she didn't have to. That's when he pulled the gun and knocked her to the ground. The barrel now pressed hard against her skin, but Savoy didn't flinch. Because 2 years ago, she had knelt just like this in the sands of Mosul, surrounded by enemy fire, holding her teammate's hand as he bled out beside her. She had looked death in the eye back then, and it had blinked first. This was different. This wasn't an enemy ambush. This was a power-drunk officer who just got exposed, and he was seconds away from ruining his life. One of the privates, Ramirez, barely out of boot camp, stepped forward shakily. "Sir, please, she's unarmed. This isn't right." But Murdoch just barked, "Back off, or you're next." His hands trembled, his voice cracked. He was losing control, and Savoy knew it. "If you're going to pull that trigger," she said, voice like ice, "you better do it fast, because the moment you don't, you lose everything." "What did you just say to me?" he growled. "I said, you just lost." The door slammed open. Rear Admiral Collier strode in with 2 military police officers at his heels. "Captain Murdoch," he said, loud and sharp, "lower your weapon and step away from Lieutenant Savoy." The color drained from Murdoch's face. "She's lying. She doctored those reports. She's trying to destroy me." "She's been wearing a wire since 0600 hours, the Admiral cut in. "We've heard everything. Your threats, your cover-up, your abuse of power. It's over." The pistol slipped from Murdoch's hand and hit the floor, with a sickening metallic clink. The MP stepped forward and cuffed him while the entire room watched, stunned into silence. Savoy stood slowly, brushing dirt from her knees. Her voice didn't shake, her eyes didn't water, but something in her finally exhaled. "You're not the first man to hide behind your rank," she said quietly, "but you'll be the last one I let get away with it." The Admiral turned to her, his expression full of both respect and disbelief. "You had the chance to end that threat with force, but instead you used truth. That's discipline. That's courage." Later that night, Savoy sat alone on her bunk, staring at the letter she never sent. It was addressed to her best friend, the one who never made it home, the one who died beside her in the desert. She had promised him something before he closed his eyes. "I'll make it count." And tonight she did. Weeks later, Captain Murdoch was dishonorably discharged and sentenced for abuse of power, endangering personnel, and threatening the life of a fellow officer. It wasn't just justice for Savoy, it was justice for every voice silenced by rank and fear. And when she stood on the podium, receiving the Navy Cross, she didn't raise it for herself. She raised it for the ones who never got to speak up. Because sometimes the strongest thing a Navy Cecil can do is not pull the trigger. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it kneels quietly, and still refuses to back down. Truth, when spoken without fear, is stronger than any bullet. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story moved you, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one. You never know, the next one might just change your life.